Straight Peace, Shakoki. So this is a document I just got notarized, and I want to talk a little bit about it. The person, I guess she saw was trying to give me a hard time, so she tried to block out my signature, and I had to sign a new signature, and so I just blotted that out because I didn't want my full name on here. But it's no stopping the truth. Here's the truth right here. Here's the truth. Global Anthropological Lineage Cynthia's report. The reason I did this is because, I wanted to do like a little 5-minute researcher and kind of like pull everything that I kind of studied and put it together and what I know about the different people who inhabited the lands before colonization. As you would know, right? When you go to Gene XYZ and you can upload your selfie, it'll tell you through your DNA percentages who you are. And it'll give you artificial intelligence, that is very accurate and very true about who you are. As you know, we live in states right now that's been sort of remixed and that's kind of been made up over time as time went and the different people settled. Look at this, right? I am 76% bamboo tip, according to this picture right here. Now, if I put another picture up, it'll give me different results in this right here, in this makeup right here, but it'll be like North Australia would be like 83% or 88%, which lets me know I have a lot of Aborigine. Our brother Kodak, right? The entertainer. He's Sandalwood, right? But this is what also got me, right? When you look at his other pictures, he has a high percentage of Eskimo. So that lets me know the original people who inhabited, the plains of America, right? We say the Arctic regions, they get very cold, and all the Quebec regions. The original Eskimos look like him, and they don't tell you these things. So if we do our research and we find out who we are, and we find out, the different people we come from, it'll be very obvious about why they've been hiding our history. So I'm going to go ahead and read into this a little bit more and try to get people familiar with what I wanted to put on record as far as the county, and why Cook County owes an apology to the different people who are throughout these diasporas, which we're going to go into right here. Across deep prehistory, Bambutu forest people of Central Africa, North Australia, populations of Sahel, the Sandalwood of Tanzania, and the Eskimo Arctic groups represent 4 ancient human branches shaped by extreme environments, but sharing echoes of the earliest African diasporas. Bambutit groups preserve some of the world's oldest hunter-gatherer traditions, while the Sandalwood maintain click language, he raps, ancestry linked to very early East African populations. North Australia people, among the first migrants to leave Africa, carry lineages that diverged tens of thousands of years ago during the initial coastal migrations into Australia. Much later, Eskimo groups emerged in the Arctic from Neo-Siberian ancestors adapting to Ice Age conditions. Together, these groups embody different evolutionary responses to forests, coasts, deserts, and polar climates. The Bambutit and Sandalwood represent lineages that remain within Africa, yet experience completely different ecological pressures. Deep rainforest adaptations for one, and highland savanna persistence for the other. Their genetic markers preserve some of the oldest roots of modern human variation, signaling continuity that stretches back to pre-Holocene East and Central African populations. In contrast, the North Australian and Eskimo branches reveal the vast adaptive range of humans who left Africa. Early Australian settlers carry some of the earliest coastal migration signatures, shaping their physiology for heat, UV rate, and open terrain thousands of years later. Almost the opposite environmental extreme. Eskimo ancestors mastered Arctic survival through cold-adapted physiology, marine hunting technologies, and high-fat and nutritional systems. Together, these four populations demonstrate the global span of ancient human diversity and the enduring imprint of ecological adaptation on human identity. So there you have it. As you can see, he's 75% in this picture at his highest, and I am 76% in this picture at my highest. I also have a lot of tens in it, which would be like Tasmanian devils. And I can also see, those people who are in my family when I look at them and how they look and how that kind of ties into who I am, right? My second great grandmother, who would pass for Afro-Mexican, she looks Tanzanian, which we say Tasmanian. As they like to term in history, Tasmanian devils. And it's interesting too, because when you look at the schools that throughout our chartered migrations, my family, you can see schools that say DePaul Blue Devils, like we live right near that university. And then there's the people over there, who we're related to, we all look alike. And it's right along that Ashland strip. So, if you're from Chicago, you know your family history. If you just kind of dive into the prehistorical information that's around that's been kept, all this information is ours, and it's been hidden from us, as I like to say. We have to know who we are. We have to share this information. We have to get people interested in who they are, not only through that genealogy, but through that DNA banks. Because science is something that is yet to be defeated. The only thing I see with science is that it varies in its, analysis, but its analysis is always sharp. So you can't necessarily dismiss science altogether, because if it's analyzing something for a mystery or a question, an inquiry, it's always going to give you the same exact answer, and it's always going to be just as accurate. Like if I want to find out who my family was 2 generations ago, on my maternal side, I will be able to find that through science and not necessarily always through genealogy. So this is very important to have, and to take advantage of the information that's here today, because we are in the age of information. So we need to take very careful steps to protect that. So that's all I want to say, was that this will be, on the filing for city councils, not only in the Midwest, but also in the Southwest Pacific regions, because if you want to acquire land, or you want to, possibly be acknowledged, these are the things you have to do. You have to take steps so people can be aware that you're trying to do what you need to do. So great peace, Yakoki.